Hey guys, how are we doing? It's Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another YouTube video. We're going to get straight into a bit of TA today, and we're going to finish off with a bit about XRP and something about the US CBDC proposal and distributed ledger technology specifically. But we'll start off with the technical analysis. I want to get over the charts. I haven't really touched base in a few days. So what's been happening? Well, we're still in this corrective wave. So we've had this ABC correction, as you can see. Let me just see if I can get that drawn in for you. Where's my ABC? There. So we've had the A, B, C correction in here. Could we go lower this C wave? Yes, potentially. Do I think it will happen? At this point, it's really hard to tell either way. We've completed the ABC correction, or we have completed an ABC correction, and whether it will go lower, again, it's difficult. I can show you an argument for or against. I think the TA does suggest that we are, at the minute, we're in quite a pivotal point. So, for this ABC correction, so this is the A, B, C, okay? And what's happened then? Let's just talk about what I'm seeing from a technical perspective. This is Bitcoin now, on the hourly. So we've had this second capitulation. So there's the first capitulation. This is the second. We've set a low. We've come back up. We've set we've set a higher low. We've double tapped that high low, and now we're pushing out of this area. To confirm that this is now an uptrend, you would need to break these previous local high, or the swing high on the left. We then would need to be targeting this 47,000 area. But yeah, first off, we need to break this to really be bullish. But some bullish things that we have seen are, obviously, we've had this double tap structure, which is a very strong structure. So that's one test of that support level with the second test, and out we go, and then we break above the 50-day moving average. And then with that break, we then tested the 200, rejected that, came down. Now we're using the 50 as support, which provided us some, if you imagine, some fuel to then push up, and this time we've got actually above the 200 day. Yeah, okay, we have lost that 200 day, and now we've just actually gained it back. So these next hours or so, a few hours, are going to be quite important in terms of what I think will happen price-wise going forward. If we can reclaim this and start using that as support, the 200-day moving average rather than resistance, we are looking to start moving upwards again. Remember, when we're above the moving averages, we are in an uptrend, and when we're below them, we are in a downtrend. So what we'd be looking for is, if we can reclaim, like I said, this 200 as support, we'd be looking for this 50-day to come up above the 200, looking like this, and we get a golden cross on the hourly, and we are looking then onwards and upwards out of this area. The main areas to watch out for, the recent swing high here, so we're looking at the $45,188, and then we are looking again to target around this sort of area, $47,766. And all these grouped up candles here will provide resistance, I would have thought, as well. So that's where we're looking, and what we're looking for on the short term. Have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum's really been popping. It's taken the moving averages back quite well here, as you can see. Reclaim both of them, come back, we've wicked, we've touched the 200 day, and now we're looking to make another impulsive move off of that wick. We would be looking at, in my opinion, to, obviously we are targeting this high here. This is why I said that it's a very important time in the market in general. So we need to break above and hold above this $3,184, and then I really think you're targeting this next resistance level at around $3,367. XRP is another one. They're all kind of following exactly the same pattern, so there's an argument for both, because you could say that these are impulsive and corrective waves downwards, but I think you could also say that we've had our bottom formation, we've pushed out, formed a double bottom, and then we're pushing out. We could go out again, boom, boom. If we're going to follow the same sort of pattern, that's what I'll be looking for. But as I said, these are important times, because you're really targeting these this recent swing high on the left here, and we are creating higher lows. So this is a higher low than here, this is a higher low than here. If we can create another higher low here than this, then we need to keep doing that, and then obviously you're back into an uptrend. Some of the positive signs are that some things are grabbing some momentum, like Solana, for example, starting to really grab some momentum, 7%, HBAR, 4%, and AVAX, another one, 4% up on the day. So, but at the minute, it's just wait and see, guys, to be completely honest with you. We are in a very choppy territory. Let's have a look at what the total altcoin market cap's saying. We're on the 4 hourly now. Let's get rid of my pen so I don't start drawing everywhere. Again, it's the same double bottom structure that we're seeing all over the market. We need to be looking to get back above these moving averages. I'd like to see some daily candles. I'm going to have a look on the daily to see what's going on. I'd like to see some daily candle closures. If we can reclaim that 50-day on the daily, that's going to be very positive. Let's have a look on Bitcoin. We'd like also to see that push up of that 50-day. Ethereum, very close, wicked up, touched it so far today. And XRP still a little while off that. So let's have a look on the altcoin market cap. So on the altcoin market cap, we are reclaiming that 50-day moving average today. We had a big wick down yesterday and rejected that, turned it around into a green day. We are above this previous resistance level, or now support, flip that as support it looks like. If we can then hold the 50-day moving average, I would be looking at all-time highs, to be honest. We will start pushing up towards this area here, which is at the $1.49 trillion mark. So that's my next target, should we hold above the 50-day moving average here. I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about in terms of, the DXY is another thing actually. So we are looking for this head and shoulders pattern to complete here. We don't want the DXY to go too much higher than this. There is a the right shoulder can't come above the head. So we're looking in and around this area. Hopefully it doesn't break above that 93.5 mark that is already set as a high. If it stays below this high here, then that is awesome. That is awesome. And then we start to see that reverse, come down. We need to lose these moving averages, start to come down, and then that has an inverse correlation with cryptocurrency, and then we can start to see crypto move on out of that zone. So there's just a few things I want to talk about now. We've got Rosie Rios, who obviously we know is a board member at Ripple, also the 43rd Treasurer of the United States. She came out yesterday and said XRP, she made this tweet and it went a bit mad, look, 11,000 likes, 4.4 thousand retweets. Said, XRP's primary purpose is facilitating cross-border payments, while other cryptos find their value in speculation. China's latest move brings this point home. Hashtag Ripple, hashtag RippleNet, hashtag Bitcoin. So what she's basically saying is that every crypto is speculative apart from XRP that has actual utility for the real world use case. So I think that's a very bold statement for her to come out and say. I know she's on the Ripple board, but I just think eyes on this space, guys. I think something could be happening soon with the SEC, etc. Another thing that's interesting is Brad Garlinghouse went on to Fox Business with Liz Clayman and Charles Gasparino, and he said, "Thank you for having me on the show. As I said, American innovation is on the line because the SEC's refusal to provide a clear framework for crypto. Instead of working with the industry, the SEC is using their meetings with companies as lead generation for their enforcement actions. Once the dust settles, it will be clear that Ripple's on the right side of the law and the right side of history." And what I find interesting about this, I'm sure most of you will have seen that he's been on this show, and he does talk quite openly about what's going on with the SEC. And what I think is interesting now, and is whether you think this is coincidental timing or not, I think it's interesting that this case is starting to come under the spotlight of the mainstream media. Is this? Are they trying to get more eyes on it? Why is that just now? Why are we a year in and this case is only just coming onto mainstream media? Don't pretend to me that none of these mainstream news outlets couldn't have looked into this a year ago. It's what I find a bit funny, a bit strange, so it's just something to keep your eye on. He also said in this meeting that he won't be settling with the SEC unless they provide ultimate clarity for XRP, but who knows what's going on behind closed doors. I feel like the SEC are in a bit of a sticky situation, so I feel like there could be a settlement on the cards, but I don't know that for sure, of course. That's just my personal speculation. And lastly, I thought was very interesting. US Congress quietly sneaks in crypto bill amendment authorizing central bank digital currency. Well, that's strange. The future of money is here. Will the Federal Reserve Board be authorized to use distributed ledger technology for the creation, distribution, and recordation of all the digital dollar transactions? If you come down to this section here, it says Federal Reserve notes to be issued at the discretion of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System for the purpose of making advances to Federal Reserve banks through the Federal Reserve agents and hereinafter set forth and for no other purpose are authorised. Notwithstanding any other provision of law, the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System is authorised to issue digital versions of the Federal Reserve notes in addition to current physical Federal Reserve notes. Further, the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System, after consultation with the Secretary and the Treasury, is authorised to use distributed ledger technology for the creation and distribution and recordation of all transactions, including Federal Reserve notes. Wow. So America, on the back door of this infrastructure bill, are now sneaking in, oh yeah, okay, actually we can also make digital dollars on a DLT system. And what's the main DLT system that we know have been working with the Fed? Give you one clue. It's Ripple. There's obviously others. There are obviously other distributed ledger technologies, but that's the one that we know who openly have been working with the Fed. And with all that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think we'll see a CBDC being built on RippleNet coming out of the US? If so, when do you think we'll see that? Do you think we can see that this year? I personally don't think we'll get it probably this year, but I think we'll get it sooner than we think, is my personal speculation. And with all that, thank you for tuning in, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that subscribe button, share it with a friend. Yeah, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace up, A-Town down, as Usher would say.